within in our normal life. Well, fortunately, spiritual life, it is a natural, it should be our natural way of behaving in this material world. But nowadays, our civilization, materialistic civilization, is very much interested in the material side of our being. In the scriptures, like Vedic scriptures, Rig Veda, Sama Veda, Yajur Veda, and Atharva Veda, 4 main Vedas, and also the 108 Isopanishads, and in the Vedanta Sutra, plus the Puranas and Itihasas, and also books like Mahabharata and Ramayana, all these extraordinary pieces of universal literature, they are informing us that the main and principal interest for the human life should be that the human person, whether she or he, can contact their spiritual being. So most important than our physical being or our subtle being, it is the soul. Because it is described in the scriptures that the soul, it is eternal. It never has born and will never die. But the body, our material side of this being which I am, of ourselves, it is temporal. It is not eternal. It is temporal. So it should be more natural for us to understand what it is our spiritual being. And this is the subject matter of all the spiritual knowledge, or best known as revelation. Unfortunately, as I said, because our present civilization, 21st century civilization, it has become very much addicted to the material values of life. Then we are all absorbed in material matters, and a great percentage of the whole population of this world, it is neglecting their culture of their spiritual identity. Now, once we have said this, the question is how then we can become, how can we feel, or how can we make connection, or how can we hear the voice of our soul in the midst of this material life? Good. Then it is like any other activity we may learn or we may study in life. Certain people register in the university because they want to learn medicine, engineering, architecture, arts, economy, accounting, law, so many subject matters. So in the beginning, it will be very difficult for the students to know the whole subject matter. It will take them few years to learn, the science of law, the science of medicine, the science of engineering, the science of mechatronics. So in the same way, when we are starting to study about the spiritual identity within ourselves, when we want to know about the spiritual side of our being, then also it will take us some time. And we need to go, I may say, to the university, but there is no university to teach spiritual life nowadays. This subject matter has been erased, has been depleted, has been taken out from the subject matters in the academic institutions. And this is a mistake. We should teach people the spiritual values, because I'm going to give you an example. If we have 100 rubles, 100 rubles bill, then also we have 50 rubles money, we have 20 ruble money, 10 bill ruble money, or 5, etc. Because we have got a superior denomination of the bill, of Russian monetary bill. Then in the same way, if we have in our hold, if we have in our possession the spiritual understanding, then naturally it will be very easy for us to deal with the material elements, because those are of less value. But our civilization is teaching us the opposite. First of all, you become very strong studying material aspects of life. Later on, you can worry about the spiritual life. Wrong, very wrong. It's as you first get your ticket, 10 bill ruble bill. Then you will see, you will have the 100 bill. No, it's not like that. First of all, you have the 100 bill, then you can know within that superior bill, you have the other parts of the monetary bills or currency, Russian currency, or any other currency. But to say that with an inferior type of currency, 10 or 20 ruble bill denomination, you will have within that the 100 bill. It is, of course, it is a lie. It is not the truth. Then, those who are at present teaching us material subject matters and forgetting about, letting us or teaching us about our spiritual identity, which is immensely more worthy and valuable than the material side of our personality, then they are giving us a wrong education, very deficient education. So this is the main subject matter of the Vedic knowledge. We need to teach you, you are not the body, you are the soul. Naturally, I am living at present in this material environment, so I need this uniform. Just as I am dressed now with clean and fresh clothes, I took a bath in the morning and I put clean and fresh clothes. But once the day passes, I will put the clothes aside and I will take a bath. And the next morning day, I also will do the same, take a bath and put clean clothes. In the same way, the spirit, the soul, that which is anti-material, which is not material, it is using this body as the dress. But once the body dies or is not more useful, comes to an end, then I have to take another vesture, another dress, another body, which is the dress of the soul. But the soul is the same. Now, Maxim told me he's also teaching you something about the subtle knowledge. Subtle knowledge means mind, intelligence, and false ego. Means mana, buddhi, ahankar. And the elements which form my body, this cross material body, are earth, water, air, fire, air, and ether. These are the ingredients of this material body. Somebody may say, hey, we have not heard anything about fire within this body, but we have temperature. Once the temperature goes out from our body or gets cold, then we may die. There is also the fire of digestion, with which we are receiving all the foodstuffs in our stomach, and then making it an energy to go to every single cell of our body. Somebody may say, hey, I don't see any water. It's very, very, very gross thing. It's not like a water. But the persons in the scientific circle, no, or professional scientific people, they say that our bodies are mainly 70 or 75% of water. And we can see we urinate, we have a liquid in our bloodstream. So most of our body, even though we are seeing it like very tough, very concrete, it is watery. But besides this body, we have the subtle body, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Now we are coming nearby to the question presented by you. How we can understand? Let us put aside first of all the soul. How can we understand that we have a mind? We cannot see the mind. We have nobody has taught us before, hey, can you see the mind? It's going there. No, we cannot see the mind with these gross senses, this instrument of reception, no, of information from the outside world, which send directly information to the mind. They cannot perceive the mind. Nonetheless, we know that we have within our subtle system the mind. Then how can we understand that we are acting in the mental platform or we are following or acting in the intellectual platform? Very good, very necessary to understand that. Then if we become ourselves tranquil, quiet, and we try to go inside ourselves and try to identify that function of the mind. What is the function of the mind? The mind, it is said, it acts in two ways: accepting things and rejecting things. That is the main function of the mind. And if we are, as I said, a little tranquil, and we can come within ourselves and find in our subtle consciousness that function of accepting and rejecting things, then we will know we are acting in the mental platform. I will give you an example. Now, this accepting and rejecting is very whimsically. It's not wise, because the mind is very strong and very stubborn and very whimsical. Then it will reject or accept things in a very childish, in a very whimsically way. But that may not be convenient for myself. Then in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord is telling Arjun, make your mind your friend, not make your mind your enemy. The mind then can be an enemy for the living entity, for myself, or the mind can become our friend. And we have, in order to do that, to practice to do that, we can attempt at least, But we have another tool within our subtle consciousness or composition of ourselves, the subtle body. We have intelligence. Then I will give you an example. Say, for instance, I am very thirsty. But the doctor told me, you do not eat cold things because they are going to get an influence in you, and you will get worse this flu you have at present. Then don't take cold drinks, at least for 5 days. And I'm very thirsty, and my mind is running towards drinking a very cold ice or tea or something with a cube of ice. But intelligence will say, hey, no, don't do that. Because if you drink cold things, you will get sick. Same thing happens if somebody has been advised by the doctor to not drink alcohol. because you have problem with your liver, and that will be worse for you. Then even though my mind will request myself, will push myself to drink some beverage, alcoholic beverage, nevertheless, I need to tell the mind, hey, don't do that. By intelligence, don't do that, because that it is not good for me. Later on, when I will recover my health, I will drink some alcohol, but not now. That is the position of the intelligence. Now, if we are talking about how to understand our material body, naturally we can do the same with the soul. No? The soul is manifested. One symptom of the soul in our body is the consciousness. Means everything is alert, awake within my body. And this spiritual consciousness, as I say first, it will take some time for us to practice how to identify it. But later on, we will be able to do. In the meantime, while we can learn how to identify the advice, the counsel, the sentiments of the soul being transmitting to my material conscious of this, or the consciousness of this material body. In the meantime, we have a very beautiful help through the Bhagavat. Bhagavat has two meanings. Bhagavat means the book, the revelation, Srimad Bhagavatam, and also the Mahabhagavata, means the personality Bhagavat. That person who he himself or she herself are the personification of the revealed truth. Their whole life is a personification of those teachings we are seeing in the book. Then it is very necessary in the beginning, while we learn to identify what it is the mental advice, or what it is the material consciousness, or what is the spiritual consciousness or advice, we need first of all to practice under the guidance of some self-realized personality, the Mahabhagavat, the person Bhagavata. And also he will tell us whenever you can, whenever it is appropriate for you, then you take advantage of the scriptures, of the written revelation. That is how we can be in contact with the spiritual soul. It's not so easy because we have learned, we have been educated, we have grown up within this material civilization, and that has made us very our spiritual channel, it has become very diminished, no? And not very prominent. But that can be restored through the practice. And that practice in the beginning, necessarily, like when we go to the university and we find a teacher, why you are following Maxim? Because he has something to partake with you. Preaching means, or giving to others means, that what I have seen, it is good for me. What I have been practicing and have found, which is very useful for me, now I want to partake that with others. That is preaching. That is teaching me. And why I have faith in that? Because I have seen it has given me so much rich, so much wealth, so much benefit. It has given me health, not only material health, but spiritual health. then this is the path. No? In the beginning, we will have to practice. But that practice, just as in the university, or as you are following Maxim in his classes, we will need some guidance, some teacher, some personality, genuine, not a cheater, because there are so many cheater people, cheating people. No, you pray, oh my Lord, please put me in the hands of some proper person. Don't bring me to a cheater. Then when you will have a proper guidance, when you will register at a proper educational institution and find a good master there, then you will start learning the subject matter of your interest. In this case, the subject matter is very high. You are inquiring about the supreme goal of life. Human body means that we should not behave like an animal. Somebody will say, yes, but we are animals also. We are rational animals. All right, then behave like a rational animal, not like a simple animal. And what is the difference between the small or the inferior species of life and the human form of life? That in human form of life, we can pursue, we can lead our life to attain our supreme benefit, which an animal cannot do. Then only to use this rare and valuable form of human life, this human form of life, very valuable. Just utilize it as imitate the animal life. That won't be very much appreciated. That won't be of much benefit for ourselves. Well, thank you so much for listening to these words. I am happy. Maxim, I am right now at his home, and he requested me that, Maharaj, I have some students that they ask me a question and they would like me to if you can say some words on that. So have everyone a good night, day or afternoon accordingly, wherever you may be in this part of the world. And I hope you will be benefited by the classes of Maxim. Dandavat pranams. May God bless you.
Okay. Thank you, Gurudev. Thank you, devotees. Thank you very much. Okay, good night.